Thanks, guys. Hey, we're going to start out with best practices, just reconciling, balancing your books. I'll start out with Phil. If you could just go through some of the steps you take in the morning, and then maybe where you look for some discrepancies.
All right, so every morning, and I talk about this every year because it's so important. One of the things is every year, year after year, we always get somebody, and the reason I'm so heavily on this is every year we get another operator who says, Phil, I'm having a challenge here trying to understand where some of my money is going. And what I find out all the time is during, as you get like this, 4th of July weekend, what they'll do is they'll move an ATM. We always teach them to rekey the ATM, so they got fresh keys, start from scratch. But as we all know, being an amusement operator, things happen, and so you make a decision based on the best opportunity that you had that weekend. So what they did this year is they moved an ATM during 4th of July weekend because their ATM went down, had it in a bar, and what they did is they moved it. But the funny thing is all the money, all the vault cash money, because they gave the ATM to the business owner, the bar owner, but he was putting his own money in. So they moved the ATM over the weekend, and then they kind of forgot about it for about 9 months. And so all the money that he was putting in his ATM was going into the bar owner's account, about 80 grand over this time. So I said, aren't you reconciling? And he said, no. And so, again, we try to tell you guys to reconcile your vault cash because things like that, you would have caught it immediately over 4th of July weekend. So in the morning, what I do is I look at my bank account and I find out how much money is there. What I do is I consider it like a par value. So let's just, for this example, let's say it's 100 grand. 100 grand is my par value. That's the money that's either in the bank account, in my unreconciliation vault cash account, the ATMs, my shop saving, and if we have guys in their vehicles. And I put all that together every day, and if that number equals 100,000, then I know we're good. Sometimes it doesn't. What happened? Where do we trace it? Just recently, we added a location. We didn't put it into our vault cash, our report, so now I'm $4,000 short. But I can go to logs, make sure they balance, look at the bank account, and then say, oh, you know what? We didn't add this ATM, this new location, into our reporting, and we found it. But for you guys, you know what? It's very important because you don't. It's your money. It's hard money that you guys built up throughout the years. And if you aren't able to track it or know where it is at all times, you don't know if maybe, you know, and Joe would always say, maybe one of your route guys became a partner and you didn't know it. So this will help eliminate that in those kind of situations if you guys decide to reconcile. Now, if you want, after or when you have questions, I can elaborate on this a little bit more, but it's a very important step to do. And one of the other things that I would recommend is that once a month or every 2 months, you guys do what I would consider a cash swap, which means you would go have your guys or you go to each ATM, take all the money out and put it with a fresh load. We do that on a daily basis. Instead of adding 2,000 or 4,000 or 6,000, we actually take the cash out and put a new batch in. That way we bring it back to the shop and we count it based on what the journal says it is. And that way we can make sure that we double and triple check it. But if you guys don't do that, I would highly recommend you do at least once a month to do that. A lot of people say, well, Phil, how do I do that? I got a lot of money out, but I don't know how to do that because I don't have the money to do that. What you do is you start to practice on Monday. That's when the lion's share of your vault money comes in on Monday. Take that and start the process, and then you can go from there.